chilling. It's just a Sunday morning. It has been raining a little bit. It's not raining now, so I thought it would be a perfect time for me to come on out here and give y'all a little garden tour. Now, it's not gonna be a long tour. My junkie phone just notified me that its battery is low, and once it runs out of juice, it's gonna quit. I don't have my I didn't bring my battery pack out here with me. Uh, I was just passing through, trying to have a little look and see what I got going on for the day before things start moving real fast. Real fast. Can't be juggling priorities and get to most of it, try to finish it all. Something don't get done. Anyway, let's get on this little walk. Let me show you what I got. Chan is having a delicious cup of coffee. And it's not as delicious as I normally have it. I'm trying to cut back on all the delicious sugar that I've been intaking. So I'm doing something different, but it's good nonetheless. Having been a sweet. Now, so on my last live, I was showing you guys that I was transplanting those cuttings that I got. It says Japanese plum. Yep, I got this Japanese plum. And I didn't know that it was a tropical type plant, so I left it out over the winter. I think it's dead. I've been scratching it. I've been doing a scratch test to see if the bark is green, and every time it comes up brown. But I'm happy that I got those cuttings. I'm gonna go over there and look at those again in a little bit. Then I took these cuttings. These I got from the sister garden. They look really good when I put them in this soil. But right now, they're looking kind of brown too. I'm gonna keep watering them because um, when I transplanted that crepe myrtle that my dad dug up for me, it was dead. To survive. Now this is my peach tree. Yes, this is my peach tree. She's coming back. Joe Pedro, good morning. This is my garden tour. I've been saying I was gonna get to it. This morning is a perfectly good day to do it. 'Cause it's Sunday morning, rain is falling. This is my turnip. No, this is my collard green. I broke down the one and because the beetles were getting it. Look, I got a zinnia bud. Y'all, zinnia have become one of my favorite flowers. I don't think anything will top the gardenia for me, but that zinnia that comes back every year after I deadhead the buds, that makes me so happy. So that's what I got. Oh, not to mention, I put onion bottoms in this big old garden bin right here, and look how they're growing. Look how they're growing. Now I don't know if that's gonna give me onions necessarily, but I like to see stuff grow. Mom used to tell my dad, "You just put that stuff anywhere." And he did, and it grew. So look, this is what I did last year, and I got a whole bunch of melons. When my parents were eating, we feed my parents fruit after every meal. So we were always feeding them cantaloupe, honeydew. I take the whole inside of the melon and I drop it in the ground. And then this patch last year right here, I harvested so many cantaloupe, so many melons. So I decided to put stuff there again this year. And I put down some more cucumber seeds because I love cucumbers. In spring and summer, I make cucumber. I ferment cucumbers. I eat cucumber salad. Everything cucumber. I can't beat it. And I tell people only plant what you like in your garden. Don't just plant some because it's fancy, and I do something new every year because I'm growing my gardening knowledge and experience. So I got some stuff out here. I don't know if I'm gonna like it or not, but it's new. And I decided to plant it. Look at my beautiful cabbage start, y'all. I'm proud of stuff when it comes on with it. This is so beautiful to me. And it's kind of heading up a little bit. I'm just hoping my tenants don't come out here and destroy it for me. My blackberries are doing it, y'all. Blackberries are doing it. And my grape bush is finally coming back to life. So last year was the first year that I actually got grapes off the bush. I was calling it the grape bush of shame because it had been sitting over here and not doing anything for almost 3 years. I was getting ready to dig it up. Tan gets in a hellacious mood and she starts destroying plants that that won't do what she needs. I need plants produced. Last year, just as I was about to get that shovel and come give it the heave ho, I saw little great buds. And I was so excited when I tasted them. It's, man, it was just like a natural sweet and sour. So beautiful. And I love it. I can't wait for this year. Then I got some tomatoes. I got 3 or 4 variety, maybe more tomatoes in my garden because I love tomatoes. I like salads, y'all. I could turn a salad into a meal. So I have tons of tomatoes, tons of cucumbers, and here's where I go to. Don't plant anything in your garden that you don't like. Well, Mom the Gray loves these are okra. Mom the Great loves okra. She's always loved okra. I cannot stand the sliminess of okra. So when I eat them, they're burnt. I call them blackened. They're charred. But Mom the Great loves them, so I grow okra. And I give them to my mom. Now, that's why this plant is here. And because I've been growing them and I've been cooking them a little bit more for my mom, I found a way that I can eat okra. So not only will my mom benefit from this okra plant, I'm gonna try some new recipes too. And I'm gonna share it with y'all. So y'all can see, I'm sure that I'm not the only one that be mad about okra slimy sliding around in my mouth like that. But then I got some more onion right here. I was just putting them but the bottoms of the onions because I bought a whole bunch of onions. And I use onions. I love onion and garlic flavor in my meals. That's if you see me cook something, that's what you're gonna find out. I have onion, garlic, probably some lemon pepper too. Look at my blackberry bush, y'all. This is the backside. I dug up right here in this spot. I dug up 2 pieces of this blackberry bush that had started growing in the ground. I don't want that. I don't want my plants to escape and get over that fence. So I dug them up. I put one right here in this box. And now, I try to say this all the time. You don't need to go out and buy a whole bunch of stuff to garden. This box has been here for almost 2 years. It's falling apart right now, but that's okay. It's gonna act as compost at some point. But because it's filled with good soil, I took that one blackberry, one of them, one of the blackberries, I stuck it in the box. Look how good it's doing right now. This is the backside of my box. Right there. And my grape, I'm gonna have to rope that stuff back around to that baker's right. But look, so that's one of them that was growing in the ground. Then I took the other one, transplanted into this right here. These are hanging baskets, but I use them for my grape bushes. Now feel this thing, the water slowly trickles down because this is kind of like a hill. When I water here, my water runs towards that way. So if it's coming out of these little hanging baskets slowly, my mom says it stays in the area. I don't know. Keep 10, just try this stuff, y'all. And I got my strawberries. This bush right here has yet to give me any strawberries. Oh my gosh, I feel like something's on me. Feel like something on me. Gotta check it out. So yeah, this bush has yet to give me any strawberries, but it's still. I got some radishes back there in that bucket, and so I'm thinking about going live. Y'all, let me know if you want me to go live. I grew, look, that snow cabbage. I harvested my first cabbage, y'all. No, cauliflower. I harvested my first cauliflower. I've been planting cauliflower from seed. I've been putting cauliflower from starts down, and I've never been able to get that cauliflower to produce. So imagine when I walked out here one day and I saw a big old, well, not a big old, but you know, it was a cauliflower. You know, if you see cauliflower, you ever been to grow one. And so I thought I would let this stay in the ground, the leaves, and continue to grow, but the doodle bugs, y'all, the doodle bugs and start coming here, so I need, and I will, I'm gonna pull it up and get it on up out of here, and I need to put the, y'all look, y'all see that? My dad, get off me. My dad made that, it's a tomato cage. Dad the great, he ain't just be doing stuff. You know, I be just doing stuff just like him. Look, I got another little cucumber growing right here. And here's the thing. What you see right here, there's corn, I was trying to do stars. Tan never does stars, right? I normally direct sow. I put my seeds directly in the ground and they just grow for me, right? Well, I got the bright idea to do starts. It didn't work out for me because in the house my starts got all leggy. Got all leggy. They were growing wrong. So I just brought the little ones out that were getting out of control and I put them in the ground and look, they righted themselves enough to be growing. Now, Tan got some weeds growing in her garden, some miscellaneous stuff like this. I don't even know what that is. I'm probably gonna come out here and take that up. But also, I have, these are my pseudo compost bins. I put stuff in here and then I also try to grow stuff in here. Look, I have flowers in here. I have sunflowers in here because I want the pollinators to come on and get it. I don't know why this little thing right here won't, you don't want to do right. You want to die. I'm going to have to let you go in. That's what I feel like. Now, here's another bunch of, I feel like, I know I put carrots here, and I think my tenants came and got most of them because if you can see, let's see, right now they're sparse. Before you can see these, before my finger, before you can see these little sprouts all over here. And I came back and looked one day, it was down to only a few. Yep, they came out here and got me. Now, these are radishes, and I haven't harvested radishes yet. I always say I think first because harvest, and I feel like I'm doing something in the garden if I'm harvesting something. I don't know. I like it. It's doing something. I have a lot of stuff. Harvest something. This is my second blackberry bush right here. You see how it's all the way over here? I'm trying to keep it out the grass, so when I'm moving real fast, I'm not stepping on it. But when the wind blows, it goes to and fro. Here's what I want to show you. So in a previous video, I showed you I trimmed up my pomegranate tree because I didn't want to be messing with safety hazards during the spring and summer. For me, a safety hazard are those wasps, hornets, whatever they are. They like to hang out on the low branches of this pomegranate tree and make huge nests. If you go look at my previous video from last year, you can see the nest that I had to avoid to get to my pomegranates. But I was so happy One day when I came out and I saw my first little pomegranate bud. Let me see if it's still there. Sometimes they fall off. First one, or maybe that's another one, but you see that one down there? I was like, yes. I wanted to show that to y'all right away, but Tan had to do something else. But look, my tree is loaded again this year. And I do back because last year, although I had fungus, I got my tree got the fungus, and a lot of my pomegranates was not so good when I cut into them. See my whole tree? Let me put my cup down. See my cup. And I got my shears because I am doing the epic pomegranate. No, the epic sunflower battle. Good morning, y'all. Thanks for joining me on my live. So here's what I want to show you and get you a close up on my. Look how beautiful that is. That makes me so happy. First, it makes me happy because it's pretty. Then it makes me happy because orange is my favorite color. The girl likes orange. And then, not only do I like the pretty orange flowers, the hummingbirds love it. And I didn't realize last year that I had hummingbirds, but I was out here working on something and I looked up and I thought it was a big old grasshopper because I had been seeing grasshoppers, big old grasshoppers. I don't know, some of them look different, so I don't know if they're all the same. But I've been seeing big old grasshoppers. I was like, that must be one of them big old grasshoppers flying around the tree. But I kept looking and I kept looking. I was like, oh my goodness, I love hummingbirds. I grew up watching hummingbirds chase a fluted tree that grew wild in my neighbor's backyard at home. And the hummingbirds there were blue. They had a bluish green chest. The ones that I'm seeing now have a white or gray chest. I don't know if they're different hummingbirds or not. But in this pot right here, I have tomatoes that are blooming. Look, see the blossom on my tomatoes? I also have shishito peppers. I have some more shishito peppers in there. And I also have one of those uh, plants that I bought in a bag. I think it's kiwi. Kiwi. And there's a boysenberry. I bought these out of the bags. I try to keep the label with them so I can know what it is. But right now, I'm just happy that they're growing. Eventually, they're going to produce some fruit, and that's going to make me happy. Just right now that they're surviving, because when I buy those plants in the bag like that, they're not looking so good. Oh, y'all, hold up, wait a minute. Hold up, wait a minute, y'all. So we done got this rain. We done got this rain overnight, and I'm about to do some harvesting that I didn't know I get to do. Look at my strawberries. Look at my strawberries, y'all. And I'm hoping all I want is for my tenants not to be the got to it. I don't want nothing to be the nibble. I don't want to turn this over and it be half. Look, I hate when I get to my spot and I see something I'm all excited about pulling it out and it be half ate up, or the tenants be still there, just a nibbling. Oh, yes. Uh-oh. What did I cut? Oh, okay, I did release you. Yes, y'all. Yes, yes, y'all. And so my strawberries were blooming all winter. All winter, my strawberries had little blossoms on it. And they were throwing out tiny, tiny strawberries. Look, yep, straight from my garden that's going to get in my belly. So, all winter, they were putting off little tiny strawberries. And I'm going to sit this to the side. And I might come back and get my plate to harvest something else. I don't know, but that's just what I saw right there. Oh, but I saw it was right here. I have another peach tree. This one has not started putting on leaves or anything yet, but I've scratched it a couple times and it's still green. So I'm optimistic about it. And this is a satsuma citrus tree. Now, look at this. Look at this. All blossoms have fallen, most of the blossoms have fallen off. But what I'm proud of is, I'm gonna let you know, Tana's great, but I be having some failures in my garden. Uh, and I've killed 4 or 5 lemon trees. I'm on Lululemon the fourth or Lululemon the fifth. So the fact that I got this satsuma here, and it's trying to, it don't look like a Charlie Brown satsuma tree, but the fact that it's trying to give me some fruit, got little buds on it, boy, I'm thrilled to death. And in my pots, like I said, I love tomatoes. I have more tomatoes, and I have another pepper plant right, right there, hiding out in the cut. Peppers and tomatoes. I have more strawberries, because I love strawberries. Then, what your girl did was, she caught an olive tree. Caught an olive tree on clearance. Now, I was mentioning earlier about a gardening, a fruit growing seminar that I went to. And what the presenter said was that olives don't grow well in Texas. I'm gonna give it a shot because that plant was on. Is that another strawberry? No, that's the strawberry sign. Then I got some more greens right here, and I'm growing those watermelons, y'all. I put them in those watermelons. I put them in multiple spots because I just don't want my tenant to get them all. Then I have more shishito peppers. Like I have shishito peppers in 3 or 4 spots. Cause I love those shishitos. And here's what I want to tell y'all about. This this is my hot mess. Hot mess planner. I have cucumbers in there. I have carrots in there. I have radishes in there. Radishes. And I'm trying to get my sweet potato to go get busy up in there. And these are miscellaneous things. I just let them grow. Because they're here, I let them grow. I got a radish right there. I'm gonna pull it. Y'all, like I said, I haven't. Look at that. It's got a radish. I think I got another big one hiding out over. No, that's a carrot. But I'm gonna pull this. Look. I'm gonna pull this carrot. These carrots right here. These carrots right here came from seeds that grew from. What you doing? What you doing? Oh, look at that. These carrots right here, they came from seeds that grew from a carrot that was like this size, this very size. I had harvested them from my garden and I went to visit my parents and I put it in their produce box in the refrigerator and forgot about it. So when I was, something been nibbling on that. Something been nibbling on it. This one I'll put back in the ground. I'll put this one back in the ground and I let it go to seed. But these were grown from seeds. You see them right here? They were grown from seeds, uh, from those tiny carrots that I forgot about in the refrigerator at my parents'. So look what I got. I got a radish, I got a carrot, and I got strawberries. Now I had those seeds right here, sitting here on the table waiting to dry out. And my friend, gosh, I can't remember his name. He was asking me if I grew carrots, and I was showing him how I had carrot seeds right here. And just as I picked them up, they flew everywhere. And some dropped in these pots, so they grow. I'm glad I went ahead and took that out. And look, I told y'all I'm on the epic sunflower battle. Ever cut a sunflower? Look, I've been pulling them out by the root. I recently read that pulling them out by the root disturbs the soil, and I don't want to do that because they're growing in between things that I actually planted that I want to keep growing. So I recently started cutting them. But let me tell you this: if you cut if you cut a sunflower, just take the time to smell it. Oh my goodness, let me see if I can describe it. It smells citrusy. It's heavy on the citrus. And look, this is my compost bin. I turn the roots up so they'll go ahead and die. But look, I keep dropping them in my compost bin. It's heavy on the citrus, light on the floral. It reminds me of a perfume that a friend of mine used to wear a long time ago. I think it was called Happy. Happy, or maybe it was called Sunflower because it smelled like sunflowers. I don't know. Look, here's another something that I hope will go to seed. I dug it up and it was uh, all woodsy. I wasn't going to eat it. So I put it back in the ground. I put it back in the ground, and this green foliage that was there when I dug it up died off, but this grew back. Also, this one right here. I believe this is a carrot too. I dug it up and the original foliage died off, but it's about to go to seed too. You see, it's got the blossoms. And y'all, blueberries. Tan is heavy on the blueberries in her garden. I love blueberries. So, uh, I've been buying blueberry trees. Okay, so a couple years ago, I bought some strawberries from a store, online store. They didn't survive, so they gave me a store credit. I bought a pink lemonade blueberry. She's been in the ground for 2 or 3 years already. And look, this is the first year she's giving me blueberries. Now, I'm going to stop calling her the blueberry bush of shame because she's finally giving me blueberries. And that only happened after my mind started saying the thing says self pollinated, right? First of all, I said self pollinated. I don't know about berries, so I said, well, I don't need an extra one. I did have an extra one, but after the, let's see, after the tiny blueberries that I had in my yard started putting up blueberries, I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with this one. So I said, maybe I need more blueberries. I went and bought different types of blueberries. And as soon as I put them blueberry girls in the ground, this one started looking different. I mean, it was always putting up little leaves, but it looked like it was struggling. As soon as I put them blueberry girls down, it started putting on blossoms. Look. It doesn't have the mostest on it, but it has some. So to go from zero to some is what I've been waiting on. Now, I tried to save you. I tried to save you, but I'm about to have to put the big boots on this thing. Look, can you see it? I'm about to have to put the big boots on it. I don't want whatever those are to get to the rest of my garden. And they're all over this thing. So I'm just going to start over. I'm just going to start over for that. But then I have, look at my Swiss chard. It's beautiful. Something is nibbling on it too. I don't want it.